For the first time, we have found a 2027 brand new Newell coach. We're here with Phil Cornelius at the Newell Coach headquarters. How you doing, sir?
Good, Andrew. Good to see you as always.
It's always an honor to catch up with the latest and greatest, and we just caught one of the brand new 2027s that's just rolling out of production.
It is. We're getting it ready to go to Indio, California, where we're going to have it on display. It's one of our 2027 show coaches. We'll be at Motor Coach Country Club and some other resorts in that area.
Yeah, and you always pull out all of your stops for the show coaches, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what you and the team at Newell did. But is there anything special for this new 2027?
It is, actually. We came out with the N1 system back in 2023 models, 2022 and a half models, and that was for the house. And now we have the chassis plex system, where we've replaced some of the physical fuses with the same type system with resettable fuses. We've eliminated some of those physical fuses and have the resettable breakers.
Yeah, and I know in 2026 you also did some pretty big updates on your electrical system that we talked about when we saw you in California not too long ago.
Yes, and some of the 2026 models had the beginning of the chassis plex. But we weren't able to get those in until a little bit later than the initial models.
And this is a striking paint scheme. It looks like you guys have the perforated vinyl that goes through the rear windows as well. And then we've got those underglow lights, the belt rail lights, the awning lights, lights around the windows. Was there a story on this paint job?
You know, when I go to Indio, I like to show two different styles. And I bring two coaches down to Indio, to the Motor Coach Country Club. And we're seeing a little bit of a shift to some warmer tones, and so I wanted to, from a color scheme standpoint, do that. And then instead of the straight hard lines that are also very popular now, we're seeing softer lines than what you might see in some of our paint schemes. I always like to introduce something that is a little bit different and see what people think, and then also I'm listening to what people are asking for the previous year, and then try to incorporate that into a show coach.
And you've been in the motorhome business for quite a few years now, and you've
Just
had
a
your
few.
ear to the ground. How many total years?
Just under 40 years. I started in '87,
wow.
So we're pushing 40 years now in the motorhome industry, the luxury motorhome industry. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you're heavily networked down there at Motor Coach Country Club, and your owners of these Newell coaches have the highest level of standards. And I've been there when they're twisting your arm to try to get you to, just do stuff and think outside of the box.
Sure.
And it's amazing all of the stuff that Newell does. When we got a chance to film with your design team and
Right.
the engineers with Nathan Kelly and Amber Kernan, it's incredible to see, how flexible and all of the different floor plans and different variations that Newell coach is coming up with. But what else is going on with this coach?
Well, as we'll see when we go through the bays, we're going to see again the chassis plex system, what's different there. Then we're going to, on the inside, see some things that Amber did with the ceiling styles. We have redesigned the wall systems. We're able to get a lot more indirect lighting, so you can cut the pucks off, the overhead puck lights off, and still have a great environment inside.
Yeah, and you guys have been making so many improvements, and one of the recent improvements that I really like, I've got to find it, the hidden button here,
Yep.
where before you used to have an exposed button on this side door to the side engine hatch, and then also two on the inside of this door. It's got this beefier metal frame to just give it a finished off look inside of the door. But what else is going on in the side access to the engine bay?
Well, what you're going to find now, and you may want to have a clip of this on the older coaches, but we used to have a big load center here that had the actual physical fuses. We've eliminated that with the chassis plex system, which operates similar to the N1 system that we had earlier. And so you don't have that load center anymore. You've got the pressure washer water supply button and the DI water button right here. So whenever you're operating your pressure washer, you can have those controls right there with you. And then when you open it up here, we've changed some of those physical buttons that we have to have, like the rear engine start, the battery merge, the rear ignition run. All of that is back here now. And then some of the fuses that we need to leave there because Cummins requires some physical fuses, we've put inside this area. So this entire area has changed over the last year. All right, let's go ahead and open up the engine bay, and you'll see That Cummins engine, that's 605 horsepower. It's the X15. This engine has 1,950 pounds of torque compared to some of the bus conversion platforms. For example, the engine is a 500 horsepower engine, 1,750 pounds of torque. And from what I understand, they're governed at 75 miles per hour. The Cummins doesn't have to be governed at all, so you've got more flexibility with the engine. With Cummins, we've got service centers all over North America, some 3,700 plus service centers, about 400 for the bus conversions. With Cummins owning the RV industry, they're focused on the RV consumer more so than some of the other manufacturers. Cummins, in fact, has what they call coach care centers, where they'll do work outside of just the engine in some locations, and that's usually up to the individual owner of that facility.
Now, do you service the engines here at the Newell Coach factory in Miami, Oklahoma?
We do. We provide the preventative maintenance, and it's more than just the engine. It covers, we recommend once a year coming through here and letting us do the preventative maintenance, which includes your fluids and filters and other components as well, a generator, aqua hot. We do inspections all over the coach.
Yeah, and a lot to be said about being able to come to the Newell Coach factory and get service for not only your chassis side, but your house side, all in one place, where as far as I know, no one else is building a Class A motorhome from the ground up like Newell Coach does and servicing every aspect of the coach. Usually, you know, they're gonna send you over to the chassis side or to an RV repair shop. They're not set up for that one-stop shop like you guys have here in Miami, Oklahoma.
Right, and we've talked about this. It's a huge advantage. Some of our customers that come from Class A motorhomes or conversions, they're very aware of being shuffled from the chassis manufacturer to the converter or to the dealership. With us, it is a one-stop shop. We engineer and design it. We're not buying a product from a foreign company and bringing it in and converting it. It's all made right here in the USA by American workers. We buy components all around the world, but everything is assembled here in Oklahoma.
Yes, sir, so no finger pointing.
No.
So the buck stops here.
Yeah, that's it. And they're able to call one number and talk to a U.S. citizen and get service and support on the product.
And when we close this up here, I love what you guys did with the rear end design with those Newell letters that are kind of recessed into the body panel there.
As you can see on some of your older videos, we used to have the Newell logo with the letters adhered to the surface. Now we've got them recessed. We've also made it where if you don't want the stainless, you can just have the paint scheme come through and there'll be no breaking up of the paint scheme. So it's a new design and it works out well for us.
Really cool, stunning design on the rear end. A lot going on with those sharp lines, very identifiable. And I love those chrome bezels around the lights. Is that something new?
Well, we've made subtle changes in several parts of the body. We haven't done a major body style change because everybody just loves the lines of the Newell. So there's no need to change that. Plus, we've been so busy. We're a year and a half out on orders now. So there's not time to try to do a body style change, but we can make subtle changes that keep people seeing something fresh.
Yes, sir, and I've got to point out that monster receiver, 25,000 pound towing capacity.
Exactly.
Leading towing capacity in the Class A industry.
Right, yeah, 25,000 pounds, and then we've got inserts. That's for if you're pulling a big trailer, obviously.
Yes,
and then we've got an insert so that you can just put your tow vehicle hooked up to it. And then over here you have, of course, the air system. And then this is the outlet for the pressure washer. So you can just plug in a hose here and spray off your tow vehicle. Or if you want to have the full length hose, you can take it off the reel and wash the whole coach.
Yes, sir.
Well, and there's another one of those on the very front for washing the bugs off the windshield too.
Yes, so many little creature comforts that you guys are thinking of to make that end user's life easier and more enjoyable. Now, I'm really looking forward to seeing the interior of this coach, but can we take a quick look around the bays before we go inside?
Sure, absolutely.
Now, Newell has their own compartment just for the short cord there?
Yeah, you've got it here. You've got an actual manual switch or the remote control to pull the short cord in and out. We've also got a shop air in here, so if somebody wants to keep air to the coach for repairs or for any reason, they can keep the air from the shop. We've got the generator start here, so a lot of times when you unhook, you're ready to start the generator. You don't have to go back inside, start the generator. You can start it from here.
A lot of convenience when you want to keep that power to your coach, you know, you unplug the coach, you fire that generator up.
The generator can be started before you unplug because it's always generator priority. And you can start that generator and then unplug the short cord, and your air conditioners and everything are just, they're already running.
So there's a way for that power to transfer, because I know you don't want to have the ACs running and then just pull the 50 amp. That could kind of goof up from the way I've been taught. I was always taught to turn off my ACs first before I unplug. But if I come out here, turn on my generator, I don't have to worry about turning those ACs off?
And you don't have to worry about that as much. It's a good practice. It's just habit for me too, because I've done it all my life. But the technology is such now. In fact, we'll get to that, but we have the new 5,000 watt inverters, and we've gotten rid of the mechanical transfer switch. So there's where there's going to be more technology that's smart and can figure out where the power source is coming from. So we don't have that mechanical switch anymore.
Always improving, always making the
Yes.
motorhome user's life easier. And this time of year, you don't need it as much. When it starts to get hot, though, you don't want to have that coach out there without the ACs on.
Yeah, no, it's nice to be able to just have a remote start out here, because a lot of times you're not just coming out here to unplug, you're coming out here to get the lot ready or put the sewer hose in, and you might as well have the air conditioning on, you know, while you're doing all that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we got some rolling shots outside earlier with the active steer tag axle. To my knowledge, Newell is the only one in the industry with the active steer tag axle?
Yeah, there's no one else that uses the active steering for the rear tag. There's some that use the passive steering, but this is, when you turn that steering wheel more than 5 degrees, this tag axle's turning the opposite direction. So you're gonna get a tighter turning angle. You're not gonna rub your tag axle tires, especially when you're backing up into a tight area. You're not gonna have the tires get all bound up from trying to back up with the active steering.
Yeah, definitely a big difference, where I think the other company, it's more of a follow,
Right.
Where this, when you turn into that campground and put that and start turning that steering wheel, I mean, it is like it turns on a dime. It's
Right.
incredible, the turning radius of these
And
coaches.
all of these axles are ZF. They build product for BMW, Mercedes-Benz, the big double-decker buses over in Europe. It's a great product.
Yes, sir. And then ZF suspension as well?
Yes, we've got the continuous damping control, another Newell exclusive. No one in the industry has it. And what that does is allow, unlike most products and what we used to build, where you have ride height control valves that have a 2 to 3 second delay in the correction from, you know, the body roll and sway. This coach is adjusting 10 times per second per individual wheel. It's far more responsive than what you're going to get from just a side-to-side correction that takes 2 to 3 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. And then these slide rooms, I like to point out, when we look down the side of the coach, you know, a lot of the production motorhomes out there are going to have like a flange right here,
yeah,
where they're not flush, but these are flush. And then not only is the slide room flush, but the window is actually flush into the body. So these are actually aluminum sidewalls. So it would be much easier just to pop a frameless window on top of it, and then you're going to have a little gap and an edge. But I can imagine there's a lot of man hours and time that go into having those windows cut out so they're perfectly flush.
Right, and because we build from the ground up and we are a true custom company, we can do different size windows, different size slide rooms, different lengths, different depths. There's a lot of flexibility there with the construction.
Yeah, absolutely. Then the floor plans, you guys do all kinds of cool stuff,
yeah,
but I love the way this perforated vinyl looks over the windows to bring that paint scheme through the rear windows there. Gives it a real finished off look.
Now this is your fuel bay. Before I open it up, we do have the camera view so that whenever you're pulling up to the pump, you can switch your camera view to the fuel doors, and you can see exactly where that pump is.
Yeah, it definitely makes life much easier
Oh,
when you're
yeah.
pulling up to a fuel stop, especially at night. And then you've got that finished out stainless tank with a very well lit bay as well. Have you guys upgraded the lighting in your fuel bays?
We have. We've done a lot of things with LED lighting as it's become more even. You know, used to even the LEDs, you could actually see the little diodes. Now it's become more even, and you'll see it in our engine bay, you'll see it in our bays down below, and you'll see it on the inside as well.
Yeah, 200-gallon diesel fuel tank?
200-gallon diesel, 21 gallons of DEF. So we've increased that recently, and so you can get about 2.5 to 3 tanks of diesel for 1 tank of DEF. This is a mid-door entry coach, and so the bays are configured a little bit differently. With the mid-entry, you've got a bay that is just behind the entry door that is passed through to this side.
Yeah, with a manual slide tray. Now, what is the reasoning for having a manual slide tray rather than a power slide tray in this bay?
This bay is narrow enough that they don't make the electric slides.
Yes, sir. Great spot for some golf clubs or maybe a ladder or longer items.
Yeah, anything that's going to be, that you're not going to be getting to that often, that's a good place for it, a utility bay for different things.
Yeah, and this has the push button doors as well?
Yeah, those came along in 2024. It cleans up the side of the coach.
Now, this has got some serious electronics going on here.
Yeah, this is something that we've changed over the last year as well. With the 2 5,000 watt inverters, we've got obviously more power, the ability to have more inverted circuits. And then back here you have that N1 system that's solid state. This is where we were able to get rid of a lot of the physical fuses, see the system's okay, everything's working well. And then this unit comes out, you can have some storage there. The nice thing about it is you've got all of your electrical located in one place. So many of the other products out there, it's spread all over the coach, under the bed, in the closet. We've got it all in one place.
Now the plumbing bay is a little bit more forward on a mid-entry coach?
It is. It's in front. It's just in front of the door, the entry door, and so it's more midship than it is on a front entry.
What's the holding tank capacity?
Standard is 142 gallons for both the fresh water and the wastewater. And the gray and the waste are all together, which allows you to take advantage of all of that capacity rather than just a portion of it.
And I'm assuming those are housed here behind the plumbing bay?
Yes, they're. You can see the water tank here, and then the waste tank is on the other side of that. And you'll notice how easily accessible all of the plumbing is. Back behind, you'll be able to see the braided stainless steel line for the manifold. We've got the 120 volt Headhunter water pump, but then we also have a 12 volt backup with an accumulator tank that's going to keep pressure on the lines at all times. One of the other things we started doing as standard is the gray water bypass, so that if you're dry camping somewhere and you want to have all of your gray water go out to the ground, we've got, you can either put a spare sewer hose on there or a garden hose and have the water go off onto the ground. Some of the people that go to like the races and do some dry camping, they'll do that, and then they've got a water truck that comes around and fills their water, and they don't have to actually dump.
Yes, sir.
The whole tank. Here you have your controls for the outside water pump. The dump valves are back here as well. And then you've got, on the inside, you've got the same type controls. The other 2 bays on the mid-entry are going to be a little bit narrower, but you've got a 3rd bay that you don't have on the front entry. So you're getting pretty much the same amount of storage, you're just breaking it up differently on the mid-entry than you do with the front entry. And here we have the push buttons for the slide tray. You don't have to reach down and get the remote control. You just hit a button on it, and this is on both sides. We do have the remote control as well.
When did they start adding these buttons here on the bay door?
Those were in the 2024 model range. We do add a small hose so that you don't have to pull all that hose off the reel for your pressure washer. If you just want to, like I said earlier, spray the bugs off the windshield, you can just bring the small hose, plug it in, take care of business, and then put it all back in.
And then also too, I like to show this. This is an industrial grade power wand. I mean, if you look and see the guys out power washing that are doing it all day, every day, running those machines hard, the same level of equipment.
Oh,
really.
yeah.
And you'd be surprised at how many motorhomes out there use not quite as industrial grade as that. That's the real McCoy.
I've seen some that are the little 110 volt that are just Home Depot type deals, and they're hauling that around.
No, that's a commercial grade, real deal power washing wand right there. And then we'll show in a moment the whole DI setup where the DI filters are. And And with these bifolding basement doors, there's never a question if that basement door is open or closed. You're not really worried about those opening up. Have you ever had those open up while you're going down the road?
You know, in some of the older ones, before we went to these electric latches and they were all mechanical latches, sometimes they might miss if somebody didn't close it hard enough. The good thing is that on the dash panel now, you can see if any of them are open that you think are closed.
Well, and if with that bifolding door, God forbid one does open up, but it's only coming out maybe 12 to 24 inches, where you don't have a 4-foot door.
It's coming out about 16 inches or so.
Yeah, I've been in a motorhome before when a door swung open and you're going down the road. That's not fun.
No. It's never a good time for that. And then the front bay is also a pass-through bay, full pass-through bay to the other side. You have the same controls. So that you can pull the slide in or out. You'll notice we're not quite dark enough in here to see it real well. I don't know if your camera's picking it up, but we've got the undercoach accent lighting, also the belt rail that goes the length of the coach. It provides light. And you have your window lighting, and we've got lighting in the awning boxes. These awnings aren't on this side, the patio awnings aren't on this side, but on the other side we'll have those. It's to the point where there's so much LED lighting, we don't even need the docking lights anymore.
Oh yeah, when you see a Newell coach at the campground with all of its exterior lighting lit up, there's no mistaking it.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. This bay has changed a little bit also. In the previous coaches, we had a big fuse box here where the piece came out and you had all your physical fuses. With the new chassis plex system, just like in the rear of the coach. This area that's in the cockpit area, we've eliminated the fuses and gone to a more solid state system.
Yeah, and I see a fire extinguisher here, but then also it looks like a fire suppression system next to the compressors.
Yeah, you've got the fire suppression system inside, and that's for the generator. And you may remember we used to have the fire extinguisher in the engine bay itself, but if you had a situation where you had a fire, it's going to be too hot to handle.
Yes, sir.
Because it's already heated up from the engine heat. So we went ahead and moved it up here. So
Okay.
you can grab that and go back there if you had a situation like that.
Yeah, super important to have that. You never know when you could need it. So.
Right. Now we've got two air compressors. There's still a lot of pneumatic devices on the coach. You've got the entry door, you've got the leveling system that is all pneumatic. We don't have jacks, we're leveling off the airbags. And then you've got pneumatic pocket doors on the inside. So it's always good to have air pressure. So we've got a backup 110 volt air compressor. You just toggle to whichever one you want. It's good to exercise them every 6 months or so. Just switch them back and forth.
Yes, sir. And I see a power window here for your driver as well.
Yes, yeah, for toll booths. Of course, we're not seeing a lot of toll booths anymore. They're starting to get rid of those.
Yeah, in Oklahoma, they just got rid of one up the street
Yeah.
here. Now, this has the more European style mirrors. Sometimes we see the lower mounted mirrors.
Right.
Are you still offering both options?
We do. We offer both options, and it's a personal preference. A lot of folks like the upper mirrors because when they're driving, their eyes aren't having to move down on either side. And some are used to the lower mirrors, so they're content with those.
Do you have a particular preference yourself?
You know, I've gotten used to the upper mirrors now. When I first started with Newell, it took me a little while to get used to it because I used to, working 17 years selling the bus conversions, I was used to the lower mirrors. But within about a day of driving with those, I liked it better.
Yeah, it's such a great looking front end here. Porsche design. You've got that backlit Newell badge and then that really sexy front cap right there. Real mean, aggressive looking.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's pretty sporty. Another change that took place over the last couple of years or so, you may remember we had the glass that covered the
Yes,
entire front area. We went back to where we just have the glass in this area with the backlit Newell badge, and the rest of it is composite material. We've got the protective shield on the paint on the front.
Paint protection film.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And a beautiful paint job that just really flows nicely through the front end. And we don't have the lights on right now, but those Newell headlights, man, those are bright. Have you guys updated your headlights at all?
We've made subtle changes. Sometimes we find a better material to use. I'm going to go ahead and open up the generator bay. The switch for it is back in this bay that we were just in. And so you've got the light for the compartment, and then you have the generator lock. Here you can get a better view of the outlet for the pressure washer over here. That's where you would plug in that hose I was discussing earlier. The new generator, that was also new last year. The new DuraWatt 20 kW. A lot of the generator companies are having to, for the larger output, are having to meet the EPA standards, the Tier 4 standards. And so there's different ways to accomplish that. Some of them have to use DEF or particulate filters. This company was able to take care of all of those Tier 4 requirements in the combustion process. So it's cleaner, it's quieter, and great output. We don't have to sacrifice, we don't have to go to like a 12 kW generator or no generator at all, like some companies are doing. So we still got the 20 kW that'll run basically the whole coach.
Now, does this have a lithium battery system as well?
It does. We're going pretty much to lithium from now on. The technology has improved greatly just in the last 2 or 3 years. We don't have the restrictions that we once had as far as who provides it and who can service it and replace the batteries.
Yeah, and I know it's not just the batteries, but also the whole electrical system, the inverters, and
right.
You really updated that here recently.
Well, and quite frankly, some of the newer components talk better to lithium batteries than the AGMs. So it's a natural transition. It's more expensive, but when you're getting to $2.8 million, what's another 20 or so?
Yes, sir. Now, you can run your ACs off of just the batteries and inverters without running the generator?
Yes, the way we have it set up, you can run one AC and you can choose which AC you want. We don't want to overload the system, so it's limited to one. One of the biggest problems with generators on RVs is not being run enough under a full load. And even we encourage our customers, and they prefer to have that generator running, and then that way they can run 2 or 3 under a full load. They're not putting a unnecessary strain on the battery. You don't have to have 3 or 4 alternators on the engine, which take away horsepower. We've got 605 horsepower, and there's some of these 500 horsepower engines that are packing on alternators that are taking away even more horsepower. So our guys want to get down the road and up the mountains.
Yes, sir. Now, when you're running that 20 kW generator, are you able to run all 4 ACs?
You could, yeah.
With the generator?
Yeah.
Really good to have that flexibility if you want to run the generator, but sometimes if you're camping somewhere where you don't want the fumes, or even though it's in a quiet box, there's a little bit of noise from the generator, but to be able to run that AC, have no exhaust, no noise, it's just incredible. So.
Yeah. The other thing, and we'll see this on the other side, the generator is quieter and cleaner. It's got a new fan system that is more compact, and so we've really enjoyed that too.
Yes, sir.
And there it is.
Oh, wow. So in the past, it took up a large bay.
It would have taken up most of this bay.
Yeah, and then you've got your DI filters here as well for washing your coach. That's super important to protect this paint job. That's going to make life a lot easier. Now, do you have a TDS meter somewhere on the coach to monitor those DIs?
Yeah, that is right there. You can see it right there next to the valve.
That'll make life easier. You do not want to wash this coach with hard water. That will make life much more difficult. So always test your TDS meter before washing your coach, because depending on the hardness of water, like if you go wash your coach in Arizona, I would bet that these filters will burn up a lot quicker than if you're in other parts of the country, like maybe Oregon, where the water is much softer. So keep an eye on that TDS meter, because if you do wash your coach with hard water, it'll create some headaches.
Yep. And the power switch for the DI system is in the back. So once it comes on, you can test everything. The other thing to be aware of is if you're going to be in real frigid conditions, it's good to go ahead and, because this bay is not heated, it's good to go ahead and take those filters out and drain them. We also have a way to blow out the lines from the pressure washer. So if you need to winterize, we can.
Yeah, usually these folks are hanging out in the 72 degree down in California and Florida, but very good to know about that.
Yeah, sometimes they may be heading out a little too late, and they might hit some cold weather.
Hey,
but
some folks like to go hit the ski slopes
that's all
in Colorado
right.
too.
So. Yeah, we're built to do that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now again, as we talked about on the mid-entry, you've got 2 bays. They're a little bit smaller each, but then you have that third bay that's going to pick up the space. Both of these have the controls just like the other side, so that you can bring the tray out without having to get into the compartment or use the remote control. We got 3 different ways. So you've got the remote buttons here, button on the inside, and the remote control.
And it looks like some extra goodies in there that come with the coach. We see the coach number 1850. What are some of the stuff that come with the coach in the bays?
Well, you've got, of course, the vacuum hoses for the central vac. This is a spare parts bin that we also include with all of the new coaches that we sell. It's got a lot of different goodies, spare belts, spare filters, some parts that you might or might not use.
A little sewer hose weight to make sure your sewer hose doesn't come up.
But here you can see the water filters, the pigtails for 30 amps. We don't recommend 30 amp. There's just a lot of juice coming off of these coaches. So you want to always use 50 amp when possible.
Little tool to
Fuel
switch
filter.
out your filter. They're thinking of all kinds of stuff.
Oh
in
yeah,
here.
yeah. We try to include everything that we can.
Even an inline filter here.
This is the other side of your water bay. And just like the front entry, we have the big screen TV here. Now you'll notice on that end, you'll have those switches again.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and push that.
Okay, so this is swiveling the TV out now.
Right.
Well, that's much easier than having to find a remote down there.
Sure. You have the AquaHot, access to the AquaHot. We're using the 675D. Some of the other companies will use the smaller version. These have more industrial grade parts in them, more capacity. You also see our water filter system over here, and then we also have a freshwater dump. You've got the sound bar out here to give you a little more than what those speakers will.
Now, does this have a subwoofer outside?
No. When we go inside, we're going to see the projection screen TV, and what you can do is turn this window into a big screen TV, and then we have Bluetooth speakers that can be brought out that will connect to the projector.
Yeah, a really cool feature we saw for the first time a few years ago on your Tampa show, Coach, and that's been a pretty popular feature.
Especially people that say they have a large lot and they can have a large party, Super Bowl party. They can have both TVs going if they wanted to, and then have the large one. Of course, it works better at night,
Yes,
where you're able to get a better.
Probably wouldn't work in the daytime.
Not really.
No, sir.
No, it's not going to.
No, sir. Yeah, so this is going to be the other side of that storage bay with the manual slide tray we saw. Great spot for golf clubs or fishing poles.
Yep.
And then this is going to be the fuel bay. We see that camera on the outside, so you can line up that diesel fuel pump on both sides. And then that looks like the lithium batteries?
Yes, the lithium battery pack. Those both slide out. They're 3 deep and 2 high, so you've got a lot of power there. But we've also got the quick disconnect here for the cables, and then the on-off switch so we can cut the battery power off at any time.
Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing the interior. You think we could put these slide rooms out and take a look inside?
Let's do it.
Well, Phil, the interior of this coach has an incredible feel. Just another stunning mid-entry that the team at Newell Coach has come up with. Now, at this price point, Newell Coach, to my knowledge, is building more coaches a year over the $2 million mark than anybody else in the industry. About 26 coaches a year. What is it about Newell Coach that makes it so popular?
Well, it's the features and then the value. There's a stark difference between how we build a coach to be a motor coach and say a Class A motorhome that builds kind of a box on a third-party chassis, or a conversion that orders a commercial bus shell from a company in a foreign country, ships it down here, and then tries to turn it into something that it wasn't meant to be. And so we start from the ground up with, this needs to be a motor coach that appeals to the motor coach owner. So we've incorporated a lot of features that you won't find on other coaches. We engineer it so that instead of modifying it after it's already built, we've already engineered in the heavier steel, the more steel, the stress points are covered where you're going to have slides. We install the slides at the beginning rather than having the shell torn apart and rebuilt to take a slide. And that's a lot of money that is spent unnecessarily. We take those resources and incorporate it into things like more flat floor slides, larger engine, rear steerable tag that no one else has, sidewalls that are second to none as far as their strength and integrity and insulation. Same with our floors. And I could go on. There's even our electronics, the things that we've incorporated into the coach where other platforms have to try to marry two dissimilar products together or keep everything separate. And since we build from the ground up, it's all a one-stop shop, and we don't have to be at the mercy of another company on how we build our product.
One of the things that really impresses me about Newell is all of the versatility of all of the different floor plans. You know, the bunk coaches, the coaches with 2 full bathrooms. And we did that coach. The customization is what I get excited about. I think it was for a professional athlete where it had a cold plunge tub, a steam shower, and a dry sauna all in the rear bathroom. And
yeah, that was quite a project.
Yeah, I can imagine your customers out there are bringing you some pretty tough challenges.
It is, and that's another reason people come to us is because we have a platform that is so versatile and so much flexibility because we're building from the ground up. Now, our competitors, there are some out there that make a beautiful product, but they're limited by what they are provided as far as the foundation and their starting point. For example, instead of having the DPF filter and all the emissions go through the bathroom in the Newell, we're able to keep all that down below. So that frees up a lot of space in the back. There's nothing the converters can do about that. That's just, they have to work around it. And I've seen some very innovative things by the converters to try to create as much space as possible, but it just doesn't compare to what is available on the Newell. The other thing that really separates us is our service and support. One of the nice things about building it from the ground up is that not only is it a one-stop shop for building the coach, but servicing it as well. There's none of the finger pointing as to, you know, that's a chassis issue or that's a bus shell issue and that's the converter. There's no confusion over who's going to take care of it because we're responsible for it from the ground up and we can address it. Customers, when they call in, they're going to be talking to some people that have been here 10, 20, 30 years. So they're not dealing with someone in a foreign country about one part of the coach and then dealing with someone else on another part of the coach. It's all here in the good old USA.
Yes, sir, and an incredible platform and an incredible team here. I've got to compliment all of the staff when we walk through the factory here. Just everybody's got a great attitude, and I've talked to other Newell owners out there when they call that emergency service 24/7 hotline, regardless of the year of the coach. Even if you call with an old coach, they don't give you attitude. They're happy to help you. They're not trying to hang up with you. They're really trying to help you and walk you through that. And sometimes when you're in a motorhome and you're having an issue, and to be able to pick up the phone and call someone that gives you good attitude and is very helpful, that's priceless.
Yeah, and that's part of value. There's price and then there's value, and because we're able to take the resources and build up our service and support maybe more so than others can. That's part of what they're paying for on the front end.
Yes, sir. It is a lot of money, but an incredible value. But when you look at what you're getting, but what else is going on with this coach?
Amber's always trying to push the envelope on bringing in some things that are maybe popular within the home industry and making an application to the coach. There's a lot of different inspiration. Some of our customers provide us some great ideas. When they come up with ideas, we try to find a way to incorporate it.
I know you guys are pulling out all the stops on the show coaches, and what a cool, is that a new ceiling design?
We've done it a few times, but it's sleek. You've seen the others where there's a little bit of depth. This one has more of a design in the ceiling itself. You're going to see a few things as we go through the coach that are subtle differences from what you've probably seen before.
Yeah, but everything ties in together so well. And talking about subtle differences, we saw the blade ottoman. You have like different styles of ottoman.
Right.
This is something I've never seen before.
Yeah, what we did is make it have a dual purpose. It's storage, of course, but then you can turn it into a seat or you can use it for your laptop or a serving tray.
A coffee table.
Coffee table.
We've got a real nice rug, which it's a little cold outside, so I like the feeling of that on my feet, but I believe that these floors are heated as well.
They are. The floors are all heated. This is actually a wood floor, so it has a different type of heating system that you would have for, say, the porcelain or ceramic floors.
Well, really a beautiful look to that. And is there like a theme or an inspiration for this coach, like farmhouse or modern minimalist?
Yeah, that's an Amber question.
Okay.
All I know is when I come in, I think, wow.
Yes, sir.
She knocked it out of the park again.
Absolutely.
And, she and Sydney both, they do a fantastic job of giving us something fresh, something you haven't seen before, and this is gonna draw a lot of attention down in Motor Coach Country Club when we get it down there.
Oh, I bet. And coming up here to the cockpit area here, this screen is huge. We've also got the double diamond stitching. It's a more stepped up upholstery. You know, in the past, you guys had just a single diamond stitching, but having that perforated leather with a gap in between the stitching with the double stitching,
right?
That's a lot more intricate detail than some of the previous years.
It's the little things that make the big difference.
Yes, sir.
And so people like yourself will notice that, and some people may not be able to pinpoint it, but they see that there's something extra.
Yes, sir.
In what they're looking at.
It reminds me a little bit of the Mercedes Diseño interior, and I think it's about a $10,000 option,
right,
just in a little car to have all of that extra stitching. So I can imagine when you're putting it on motorhome seats and
right,
all the detail that goes into that, and a lot of labor. But we saw this cockpit for the first time in 2026.
Right.
How have your customers been responding to the new big dash?
They love it because the driver experience is greatly improved with the new dash, because we've added a screen that was previously on the iPad, and the iPad, of course, is smaller and it's a little harder to operate. Now the driver can operate all these main functions of the house from the driver's seat. Like your cab lights, you can turn on and off without having to hold the iPad. Your step cover, all your climate control is at your fingertips now for the house. You have your camera views. We'll look at the interior one. There we are.
Yeah, it's a little dark outside, so I don't know how much we're going to see.
Yeah, we might be able to get a good view. Let's see here.
Well, you do have all that red lighting glowing. It's pretty bright out there.
Yeah, there you go. There's the back of the coach. Yeah, there's the door.
You can see our shoes scattered around the floor out there.
That's right. So it's got a good view, even though it's dark outside.
Now I see a roof fore and roof aft. I don't remember seeing those in some of the past years.
Yeah, we introduced that in the 26 model year as well. The roof fore and roof aft allows you to get a view of, if you're going into a spot and you see some low-hanging trees, you can tell if they're going to hit the roof or not by switching to that camera, if you're going to back into a spot or pull into a spot. So it's a great feature for being able to make sure you're not about to hit the coach with tree limbs.
Yeah, much easier than going and climbing a ladder outside and having to watch it. And I know these owners don't want scratches on their coaches.
No, they don't. They don't like that too much. And then, you know, all of the other functions that we've had. We've got the leveling system here. You've got the travel mode, manual and auto functions, just like you do on the master control. You've got that here. You've got it on your iPad. You can even put it on your iPhone, so that you're able to control the coach several different ways.
I think it was 22 or so when we started seeing these cameras up top here.
Right.
Man, they're so clear, and with that exterior lighting, you can really see well outside there.
Right, that's your left and right views. You can have those going all the time. Now this view, you can change at any time to any of the other camera views. It's on the rear right now, but we could, like if we wanted to change that view to, let's say, the left side fuel, we just changed it. Then you can go back and use this one for whatever view you want to see. That's adjustable to any of the views. The other two are fixed, left and right.
And extremely user-friendly, so easy to see. You know, when I've driven Newell coaches, I haven't driven a 26 yet, but even the later model stuff, it's like adjusting my rear view mirrors. It was like, all right, where are my rear view mirror adjustments? And I found it so quickly because you could see mirrors, and then it's just very user-friendly. And I've got to compliment the stereo here too. I haven't heard stereo up front for a few years now, but have they made any improvements in the audio? Or
We're always improving if there's equipment that we can use. We have to be pretty careful though, because when you have several different components speaking to one another, you want to make sure they're talking to one another nicely.
Yes, sir.
And so if there's an improvement we can make, we'll make it. But it has a great audio system for the cockpit. And then of course you have the stereo system for the rest of the coach.
Subwoofer in the cockpit as well?
Yes, yeah, you do have a subwoofer right here behind this chair.
You can really get it thumping when you're going down the road here.
And we've introduced CarPlay, so you can play your favorite songs. It'll go with the Android version also, but you've got the Apple CarPlay. There are ways to bring it into this screen as well, but when you have all these separate components, sometimes you have to jump through some hoops to make it all come together. Yeah, and we made some other changes also. We moved that iPad that was here so we could get this larger screen. We moved the iPad over here so the passenger can always access it. It's also GPS ready. They can run their system on that one if they want. You can run your mapping system on this CarPlay if you want. If the driver wants to operate on a different program altogether, they can do that.
Yes, sir, and it looks like wireless charging and a nice cup holder for your passenger as well.
Yes, you've got wireless charging here. You've got wireless charging over here. And then you've also got, we were able to put
nice.
another unit here.
So 3 different wireless charging stations in the cockpit.
Just in the cockpit alone.
And I like that. If you are using your GPS through your phone, having it right there next to your screen is going to keep it ergonomic where you're not taking your eyes off the road.
Right. And we've got other USB charging ports here. You've got of course, a map holder down below that.
And these are heating and cooled seats?
Heated and cooled, not Freon cooled, just air.
Yes, sir.
Air movement.
And massaging seats as well?
Yes. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And air ride for the driver?
Yes, air ride for the driver. And you've got more lumbar support, adjustable armrest, just so the driver can keep changing positions and be comfortable.
Yes, sir. And when we spin these chairs around, you've got such a nice living area here. And these recliners are a little more modern?
Yeah, that's one of the advantages of the mid-entry is creating a space that you can entertain without being interrupted by people coming in and out of the coach. If people are cooking outside, they don't have to come through the salon area to get to the kitchen, then go back out. If people are in here talking or you're watching TV, there's no interruptions there. And as far as I know, we're still the only ones that routinely make a mid-entry.
Over half of your current production is mid-entry now?
It's about half, maybe a little bit over actually. There's some ebb and flow with that. That really didn't start happening until the last year or two.
Yes, sir. And does this turn into sleeping up front?
It does. It's got an air mattress that folds out.
Talking about another advantage of the mid-entry, if the kids or grandkids are out here sleeping and you maybe want to go take the dog for a walk or go get a cup of coffee, you can go right out that mid-entry and you don't have to walk through your salon here.
Exactly. And we've instead of having sofas that have fixed arms, we've also made these removable armrests so that if somebody does want to lay down just on the sofa, they can. And these armrests, of course, have cup holders in them as well.
I really like having those cup holders in the armrests, and I feel like Newell's been doing more of that in the last few years. They've kind of stepped it up a little bit.
Yeah, we have. We also have the footrests on the sofa that come out, and it has the inflatable mattress that comes out.
Yes, sir. Now, you mentioned earlier this has the large projector as well.
It does. It's got the projector is here, and then that window shade is going to be your screen, and if you want to, you can leave the blackout shade up, and the screen is somewhat translucent. Reverse the image on your projector, and you can watch it from outside.
You guys are the only one in the industry doing that.
I know.
If you want to be popular at the campground or at the racetrack, that's the way to do it.
Oh yeah, and well, part of it is we have the ability to put the bigger windows in. We've got taller ceilings than any of our competition, so there's room to do that. And then we've got Bluetooth speakers that can go outside and pair with the projector.
I'm noticing behind the window here, we've got a larger countertop surface here than normal.
Right, and underneath that is all storage. Now what we used to do, we used to have a door that swings out. Well, you'd have to move the recliner to access anything back there. Now we have sliding doors.
Oh, nice.
that open up, and you've got the ability to create the shelving however you want it. It's got a magnetic catch similar to the screen door on the entry.
Yes, sir.
And so all of this is accessible without having to move the recliners.
Yeah, and these are super expensive recliners, I can imagine.
They are. This is a very deluxe recliner. You have to pull them out a little bit because if you actually recline it as far back as they'll go, you'll need a little bit of space. But you just simply pull the cushion up. You'll get your headrest there. Doesn't take long to go to sleep in this one.
No, sir, I bet.
And so you can watch either TV from the recliner.
Yeah, before you fall asleep, you better get up. We need you to show us around this motorhome. You know a lot more than I do about it.
Oh, yeah. We offer several different options for the recliner. Some people like something a little taller, a little bulkier. Some want something that's a little more compact. These are kind of in the middle. But we've got 2 or 3 options to choose from.
All extremely comfortable.
Yep.
Now the countertops in the galley are almost like a concrete type feel, and then we've got that waterfall countertop as well.
Yes, these are porcelain countertops. We've got the waterfall effect. Previously they were pretty much a polished finish on all of them. This one has a little bit more of a texture to it. I really like it.
A little bit more grippy maybe if you have stuff on the countertops.
Slightly.
You probably don't want to have stuff on your countertops where you're driving down the road in this.
No, I mean there's...
well, unless they're glued down like this. So.
Yeah. I mean the Newell is smoothest ride out there, but you still don't want to have loose.
Yeah, when you hit a turn at 45 miles an hour, yes, sir.
Yeah, inertia kicks in.
Yes, sir. Yeah. No, I don't see a cooktop here.
You're not supposed to.
Is that new? Is that on every Newell coach now? Or?
Well, that's the way most people are ordering it, and that's the way we put it on our show coaches. It's called the InvisiCook, and what it is, it's all induction. You can see the controls here, but the induction units, it's about here and here, and that's going to serve as your cooktop. Now, not everybody uses a cooktop a lot, so they may have a air fryer or some other appliance that they can actually have room to put it on the countertop. But with this, whenever you're using it, it will tell you if you're centered properly over the unit. It gives you a little map there. But our customers love it, because like I said, everybody's got different ways that they use their kitchen counter, and this just creates a lot more usable space.
Yes, sir. And what a cool looking backsplash there.
Yeah, that's kind of got the petrified wood look.
Is that but a little more high gloss than a normal petrified wood? Do you know if that is petrified wood? Or?
I believe it is, because it goes all the way through.
Wow.
And there's actually some texture to it. So it looks like it, unless they did a really good job of copying it with some material, but that looked like real petrified wood.
Like a polished petrified wood.
We've done the polished petrified wood before, so.
On a show coach, there's no holding back.
No.
So.
Oh yeah, we're doing everything we can to stay ahead of the competition and introduce something that's going to be an attraction for the owners.
I always enjoy seeing all the latest and greatest here. Now, this is a different style. I'm just curious, is that newer style dishwasher?
It is. We've used it before. We still offer the Fisher Paykel dish drawer, but the Miele is your traditional way of opening it, and a lot of our customers like that. It's it's slightly narrower, but still got a lot of space in there. And with Newell, we've got more floor space than anyone out there in our class, and so we've still got plenty of cabinetry in the galley, both here and across over there.
Well, and with the headroom as well, you got the most headroom in the class in the industry, so we're gaining height and storage as well.
Yeah, you're getting height in this area. We got the adjustable shelves there.
Now I'm curious what's going on in this area here.
Well, this is another pantry area, and we've got it on the pull-out drawer so that, again, they can put in some larger appliances if they want to, air fryers, crock pots. We've got adjustable shelves at the very top, and they're very deep, as you can see. That's another thing that we don't always point out. When you go into a lot of other coaches, there's going to be about 6 inches less countertop depth.
Well, the slide rooms seem to be a lot deeper on the Newell coaches. I remember in my detail days when we were when we were waxing these things, it was like they never stopped. I mean, that extra 3 feet or so compared to a little 18-inch slide room, that all adds up. Plus the height of your slides. Your slide rooms are a lot taller than the other slides as well.
Yeah, they're 30 inches deep on all of them except the driver's side rear, which doesn't need to have a flat floor slide because you've got all your bed and your nightstands and everything on top of it. But we're the only ones that put 3 to 4 flat floor slides in a coach also.
It makes a big difference when it comes to storage. It all adds up. And coming across from your galley here, you've got a huge booth here. This is not a little tiny booth like we see in some of the other motorhomes out there.
Right. We use a full-size booth, and actually it will be even bigger if you wanted it to be. I'll go ahead and pull out the seats. We've got inserts underneath the bed that can go in. And then we have a leaf for the table along with a pedestal to give it more support. Because we have the flat floors, we don't have two different levels for the people have to sit on. So we're not forced to use a bar type arrangement to get around the fact that we have to work with a step up. It's all flat floor.
Yes, sir.
On this side too.
Yeah, so 6 people could comfortably sit here and have a meal.
Yeah, definitely creating more space. If the kids and grandkids are along, it helps there. And we've got the driver console along with your ottoman. So you've got a lot of ways to put food, snack trays.
Yeah, this is something a little bit different that I don't know if we've seen before. This is that framed television, or what's going on here?
Yeah, this is a framed TV. And we can bring that out so that if you just want to have a small TV to watch during the day, you don't necessarily want to watch the projection screen or the big screen, you can have this out so whoever's sitting over here can look up, see that TV.
And you're still able to walk in and out of the motorhome without having to worry about hitting your head on that TV.
That's right.
And then you have kind of like a little hidden compartment back there behind that TV. I doubt many people would ever be able, if they're not watching this video and they didn't see where you hit the control, it'd probably be pretty hard to figure out how to close that.
Yeah, that's true. And we've got another area that's got a little bit of secret hiding place too. I'll show you here in a little bit.
Couple hidden compartments here. Now, I really like what they did here with the accent wall in the salon and galley area.
Right.
Typically, we see these in the bedroom, but when did they start doing these accent walls with indirect lighting in the salon area?
Well, it depends on the floor plan. With this new mid-entry floor plan, there was just going to be a bare wall there, so we wanted to dress it up a little bit. Behind that is even more pantry and drawer space. This can also be a closet.
Oh yeah,
it's got a closet,
downlit hanging bar right there, which is really nice just to have that coat closet or something, especially this time of year when it's getting a little cooler outside.
Yeah. Well, this is heading. That's why we head south.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's what.
And then you've got more drawer space here.
Very deep drawers as well.
Right. Well, again, you're going to see that over here also with the deeper drawers.
Yeah, and then, below your coffee maker, you got more storage here. And then that Brew Express coffee maker with a really cool, different style backsplash behind it. Beautiful decor. And then we've got some more storage above it with adjustable shelving, very deep. Now, if someone wanted to have that switched out for a different type of coffee machine.
Sure. We have people that bring in espresso machines that we put in that area for them. But the fact that we have all of this space on the Newell platform, there's just so much more flexibility.
Yes, sir. Well, we haven't even seen the back of the coach yet, but half bathroom is right here across from the refrigerator, and we've got a huge
GE monogram. And you'll notice up here there's a lock, so whenever you're underway, it'll be locked magnetically, and you've got locks on each of the drawers too.
Now, is there an override if your wife is going to grab you a drink while you're going down the road to unlock it?
Yeah, there's a button over here that you just hit it, and it'll open it up, and then once you close it after a period of time, it locks.
Okay, I was going to say, make sure she locks it after she grabs that drink, or that could get a little messy if you hit a hard right turn.
That's right.
Yeah, now I love the inlay on the pocket doors here. We've got door number 1, door number 2. We'll open door number 1 here first.
And it kind of matches with what Amber did with the ceiling.
Yes, sir.
So the same top lines.
Yeah, and we've got a beautiful Patsy Lowe painting in the half bathroom. That's new. When did you guys start putting paintings in the half bathroom?
Well, there's not a window there, and so we might as well dress it up a little bit. Customers can choose a window if they want, but whenever you do that, you're going to detract from the paint scheme on the outside.
Yes, sir.
And so a lot of times people will forego, the window.
Yeah, for your half bathroom, really not necessary.
No.
And we've got a bidet toilet and a beautiful texture on the wall, and so much indirect lighting here. And if you look from floor to ceiling, every square inch, the way this is finished out, we've got real deep cabinet space behind your head. You've got mirrors here and here, so when you're getting ready, you're able to really see both sides of your head.
Yep.
Another looks like a petrified wood countertop, and then I love the 1850 embroidery on the towel there.
Yep, and then you still got storage down below. You've got the drawers and compartment storage there.
And this area here is a really cool look. It's got that floating look, the way it comes out, and then it's got that indirect lighting. Lots of storage in this coach. Now, we've got a little different type of floor in the half bathroom that's more of a concrete feel. Are those heated tile floors in the half bathrooms as well?
Yeah, all of the flooring is heated. It'll be a different type of heating if it's got a ceramic flooring than it would be for the wood, but it's all heated.
Even the drop floors where we have the flat floor below
Yes.
the booth?
Yep.
What about the driver by the cockpit?
Up to the cockpit, it's not, because we have mats that go up there, and you don't want to have the whole area covered with a mat and have the heat.
Yes, sir.
So we go up to right at the cockpit area, and then you'll have that sisal matting beyond that.
Well, let's check out what's going on in the back of the coach
Yeah.
here. We've got a pocket air door and another inlay on the door into the bedroom, but this does not feel like we're in a motorhome at all.
No, there's so much spaciousness, even in a tight area. A lot of storage here also. You'll see up here, instead of the projector, we've got the big screen OLED TV, and that's going to just create much more storage up above.
Now, with the fixed TV, if someone wanted to have that TV removed and install a projector, is that something that could be done?
It's doable. We go ahead and pre-wire it for a projector if somebody wanted to do that later. So the option is there. A lot of people aren't spending a lot of time watching TV in the bedroom, so it's not as necessary as watching your Netflix on the big screen in the salon.
Yes, sir. Well, you still have a huge TV back
It
here
is.
for those that want to lay in bed and watch TV.
In addition to being a big TV, you've got storage on each side of it, and we've got storage on each side of that. So you've got the short hang on either side.
And a subwoofer in this side here,
Right.
with downlit hanging bar as well, but that stereo really gets kicking back
Well,
here.
you do. You've got the surround sound here.
And it looks like another petrified wood
Yep.
countertop and a ton of drawer space
You do.
here. And are these going to be laundry hampers as well? Yeah.
Yeah, you've got one laundry hamper, and then you've got shelving below. And when people are custom ordering a coach, they can configure this however they want. Some people like, 4 big, deep drawers. Others want smaller compartments like we see here.
You said there might be another secret compartment back here?
There might be. Well, I'll go ahead and open it up, and then we can show it.
And we're not going to show you guys the switch. You got to spend almost $3 million. What's the price of this coach?
We're getting up close to the 2.8 range.
So if you drop 2.8, Phil will let you know where that secret switch is. But you even have a safe. So even if somehow they find the secret switch, they still got to go through a code or fingerprint safe there, it looks like.
It's a great place if you want to hide some jewelry that you don't necessarily want to put in a safe. You can put hooks here for necklaces. And we've had people put whatever they want to put in this area. They'll custom design it for home protection devices.
Yes,
or
sir. Yes, sir.
whatever they want to use.
Yeah, you meet all kinds of interesting owners in the Newell world.
Yeah, we have a very broad spectrum.
Yes, sir. No doubt. And lots of different ways to use a little hidden space there.
That's right.
And this rug here in the bedroom is super cool. Is that all done by your Newell Coach design team in-house?
We design it, or we work with the company to design it, and then they create it for us, and everyone's going to be different.
Yeah, it's got a really cool, if we can get a close-up on it, like a thick depth of the pattern, just a totally different style than any other rug I've seen. And then we've got the 2 accent walls here in the bedroom, and it's probably hard to see with the camera, but it's got a very cool texture, almost like a tweed.
Almost a canvas type
yeah, like a
look.
canvas.
Yeah.
Or
But what happens is with the LED lighting, it picks up all the little inconsistencies
the shadows. Yeah.
and creates the shadows and the depth that you'll see on all of it.
Yeah, really good look. And then we've got that same petrified wood bedside here as well. And just so much nice indirect lighting here, above the slide room face, below the slide room face, below the countertops next to the bed, below the bed. I mean, you guys do not
Well,
hold back.
we've completely changed all of our wall systems to allow for more of that indirect lighting. A little more modern than what you used to see with all the curved wall systems. So we're pretty excited about those changes.
Yes, sir. And can we take a look back here?
Absolutely.
Yeah, now we have a small step up into the bathroom, but a very large bathroom back here. And I like the larger style pattern on the concrete floors here. Looks like a heated towel bar as well.
Heated towel bars. We've got the petrified wood again in the master.
Emergency escape hatch up top
there.
there.
Yeah, you can close that off completely. You can have a screen. You can actually pop it open and have a little bit of airflow in there if you wanted. And then, of course, you have in the shower, you've got the vent fan.
Well, a floating ceiling in the shower as well. So the way it's designed, it's got all of that indirect lighting, and then you got the puck lighting here, but it has that floating look to it. But there is a vent above that.
There's a vent above that.
Yeah, and plenty of room here. Even though there was a small step up into the shower, I'm 6'2". I have plenty of headroom here in the shower. Plenty of room here. You can, adjust your shower head.
You've got a little ledge behind you for if somebody needs to shave their legs or something. You've got that built-in caddy for all your shampoo and soaps. Then you've got the washer and dryer unit that's back here, 2 front loaders, and then we go ahead and make the doors where they'll slide back and disappear. Easy access to the washer and dryer. A little bit of storage down below for your soaps. And then as we go to the back, you've got same type door for the closet, so you can have this open all the time if you want. Easy access, cedar lined closets. Then we've got storage back all the way back over here, so it's sometimes you don't think about that because the washer and dryer is in front of it, but you've got plenty of storage there. And then more closet storage here, access to your breaker box in this closet, fire extinguisher back here in the back, then all of the drawers below.
Yeah, with that mirrored face, so when that all closes up too, it acts as a very large mirror, plenty of mirrors.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you've got plenty of almost floor to ceiling mirror back here.
Seems like those bidet toilets are pretty popular.
Yeah, we're seeing almost everybody's getting the bidet toilets. There's a remote control that comes with some of them. We're seeing more and more of that.
Just out of curiosity, is it a pretty expensive option? I'm sure there's a cost to it.
It's really not as much as you would think. There's some of them that are more than others. I don't even remember the price of this one. There's some that were like $500 or $600.
Well, since the toilet paper shortage of 2020, I mean, that's worth every penny there. So, and then a heated towel bar. That's
heated towel bar.
A lot of folks like that.
Yeah.
I've heard getting out of the shower and having your towel nice and warm. There's nothing like it.
With the heated floors and the warm towel, it's like the spa treatment.
It's going to be in the 20s tomorrow in Oklahoma.
I know. Yeah, we're gonna have a cold one come through.
It'd be real nice to be waking up in this coach tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
we're over at the Buffalo Run. So, and I just noticed here a really cool style backsplash here behind that heated towel bar. We've got all the towels with the 1850 embroidery there right now, but kind of like that pinstripe look there on the backsplash.
Yeah.
A newer design I haven't personally seen yet.
I had not seen it before either, so it's something that Amber found and wanted to incorporate. There's several things in this coach that I haven't seen before. I've seen petrified wood, but not in these color tones. Really a pretty countertop.
Now, this coach is going to be on display in Indio, California at Motor Coach Country Club?
Yeah, Motor Coach Country Club and some other resorts and events. We'll be sponsoring some events down there. This will be on display. It is available for sale. However, whoever buys it has to let us use it for those events, and then we will bring it back and do a fresh PDI on it and get it ready for delivery. The advantage to that is they don't have to wait a year and a half for a new coach. They just have to wait a few months or 90 days or so to take delivery.
So you think April delivery?
Probably April, yeah. And sometimes we might be willing to do it sooner if we've got another coach that we can put in an event, but just count on about 90 days.
Hey, if you want to work a deal with Phil will make a deal happen.
We'll figure it out.
If you got the right checkbook, I'm sure you could twist Phil's arm to get in it a little bit sooner.
Maybe so. And I encourage people to come out and see me in Indio, because I'll have 5 or 6 coaches down there, not new, but new and pre-owned, that we can show. It's a great place to visit if you've never been to a resort like that. It's
special.
It's the pinnacle of that industry.
I think they say the crown jewel of motor coach
Crown
resorts.
jewel of motor coach resorts. Yeah, got a nice restaurant, pickleball courts, tennis courts, waterways, golf course. It's a great place. But I'll be down there with this coach and with other coaches also.
But if someone does want to purchase this and take delivery in April, how much money are they looking at?
You're looking about $2,750,000. We haven't got the final pricing out yet, but it's going to be in that price range.
Right around 2.75, give or take.
Yeah.
And if someone's a serious and qualified buyer, what's the next steps they should take to becoming the next owner of this coach, or maybe custom ordering a coach, or purchasing a pre-owned coach?
Well, they should call me at call or text at area code 541-953-3113. You can also email me at philc@newellcoach.com, and I'll be happy to respond and go through the process with them.
Awesome. Well, Phil, I really appreciate the opportunity. A huge thanks to you and the team at Newell Coach. We also appreciate all of you making this possible by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and of course, buying a coach from Phil. So really appreciate you, sir.
You bet. Always a pleasure.
And thank you all. Hope you're all having a great day.
Have a great day.